My name's Frank Travis. I'm actually with Cashbox Credit Union. I'm the Vice Chair, but I'm involved with the Co-operative Party and all sorts of potential initiatives around cooperative businesses coming out of the dissolution of local government as we see it.
And would you like to tell us a little bit more about your organisation?
Cashbox is a credit union which is an amalgam of 5 credit unions from several years ago. We're really in the process of trying to modernise it and make it fit for 21st century and take it from what has been a very, very traditional local credit union, which is still very, very relevant and still very much the place that people want to be, but to make it so much more accessible and modernise it so that it hits all the sorts of buttons that a modern society would want. On one hand, we want to be able to sort of support more vulnerable communities, but also to be there for everyone. So someone who may be perhaps a little bit disaffected with the banking system or is looking for a different way of doing things, which is driven by the community, then that really sort of hits all our buttons. As with all credit unions, we don't have huge amounts of funds to be able to develop principle, but we're on our way, and I think in the next 2 or 3 years we'll be able to make a major contribution towards financial inclusion, which is part of our mission.
And what's exciting you so far?
Well, arrived this afternoon. I've been to many conferences in these halls, and this is, apart from my natural empathy with it, it's actually gives me quite a buzz to see all these sorts of things, all these products, and in such a great setting. There's a real relaxed atmosphere here, as opposed to other conferences where there feels to be an intense pressure. So I feel as if there's a sort of a different sort of brotherhood going on here that I've not come across before. So it's and the contacts are unbelievable. To find people from Venezuela, Zanzibar, wherever is truly unbelievable.
And what are you looking to take away from it?
I'm involved with quite a wide network of people who are moving forward with cooperative principles. Tameside Council to the east of Manchester is one of a number of councils that has either become a cooperative council or is moving towards it, and we're in the moving towards it stage. And I've been doing some work with some of the councillors and some of the officials to look at how that might come across. I think how we can demonstrate that cooperativism is such a good thing for so many people, where we've got people who are perhaps more likely to be sceptical. If I can transmit and take away with me some of the enthusiasm I've already expressed, then quite honestly, I think we've convinced a lot more people. I'd like to encapsulate this whole thing into a video and take it back with me.
And today's got a heavy focus towards finance and economy. So what's your experience of cooperatives and finance?
Well, as I said, I'm part of a credit union, so I'm quite excited by the idea that since the change in legislation at the beginning of this year, we can now start to work a lot more flexibly. Once we've got funds, we can work with businesses, councils, social landlords in a much more innovative way. And I'm quite keen to see cooperative financing come into community projects. I'm involved with a couple of projects at the moment which are building up, and they need finance, and they need to be able to pull together the different strands of finance. So the cooperative model, I've just been to a session where we really explored cooperative financing, and that's been really very, very useful. And I think, to be quite honest, the idea of cooperative financing for the man in the street, like the idea of cooperative, like the idea of credit union, they don't quite understand. But I think as we're seeing programmes on television around money management, and credit unions and cooperatives are being dropped into those conversations, I think there's more and more people starting to get it.
What's been your most memorable moment in this national year?
I think when you actually see someone who is from Brazil, and you come up and it's a class with both hands, because you're here for the same reason, you know what it's about. In a sense, it's not about convincing each other that cooperatives are good, but we're 3,000, 5,000 miles apart, and we're doing the same thing. And that's the most memorable thing, when you actually meet someone and you know they're immediately on your wavelength, and they speak a different language, they come from a different place, a different culture, but yet the same sort of things apply, and it's absolutely magical.